Total Preparation Lucknow welcomes you all to its online program.
Friends, in this video we would be discussing the National Education Policy 2020 Part 2. In this part we would be highlighting some very important features which have been laid down in NEP 2020 related to higher education. So let's begin with our first point. The policy envisions setting up a higher educational system consisting of large multidisciplinary universities and colleges with at least one in or near every district that offers medium of instruction or programs in local or Indian languages. The Autonomous Degree Granting College, also called AC, will refer to a large multidisciplinary institution of higher learning that grants undergraduate degrees and will primarily focus on undergraduate teaching. It would generally be smaller than a typical university. Another important feature is the aim will be to increase the gross enrollment ratio, which is also abbreviated as GER, in higher education, including vocational education, from 26.3% to 50% by 2035. 3.5 crore new seats will be added in higher educational institutions. The present complex nomenclature of HEIs in the country, such as deemed to be university, affiliating technical university, unitary university, shall be replaced simply by university on fulfilling the criteria as per the norms. So friends, I would like to tell you that HEIs is the abbreviation for higher educational institutions. The pedagogy will have an increased emphasis on communication, discussion, debate, research and opportunities for cross-disciplinary and interdisciplinary thinking. Global Citizenship Education, abbreviated as GCED, a response to contemporary global challenges, will be provided to empower learners to become aware of and understand global issues and to become active promoters of more peaceful, tolerant, inclusive, secure and sustainable societies. The structure and length of the degree programs shall be adjusted according to this new policy. The undergraduate degree will be of either 3 or 4 years duration with multiple exit options within this period, with appropriate certifications. Example, a certificate after completing 1 year in a discipline or field, including vocational and professional areas, or a diploma after 2 years of study, or a bachelor's degree after completing a 3 years program. So this clearly illustrates that there would be multiple exit options during the period of a particular degree program. An academic bank of credit, ABC, shall be established which would digitally store the academic credits earned from various recognized HEIs so that the degrees from an HEI can be awarded taking into account credits earned. Higher educational institutions will have the flexibility to offer different designs of master's programs. For students who have completed a 3 years undergraduate program, a 2-year postgraduate program may be offered within the second year focused entirely on research. Students who have completed a 4-year undergraduate program with research may be offered 1-year postgraduate program. There may also be an integrated undergraduate or postgraduate program of complete 5 years. For PhD, either a postgraduate degree or a 4 years bachelor's degree will be required. Now this bachelor's degree should be obtained with research. The MPhil program, which is presently active, shall be discontinued. The new education policy recommends a clearly defined, independent, transparent appointment, freedom to design curriculum, art of teaching, promoting excellence, inspiring, energizing, and capacity building of faculty through institutional leadership. The faculties not following these basic rules will be held accountable. Higher Education Commission of India, abbreviated as HECI, will be the umbrella institution for the entire higher education sector. It will comprise of 4 independent verticals. Let's try to understand these verticals briefly. The first vertical of HECI will be the National Higher Education Regulatory Council, also known as NHERC. It will act as a single point regulator for the higher education sector, including teachers' education and excluding medical and legal education. NHERC will focus on light but tight regulation by having a single regulator for higher education. Now, this phrase light but tight means that few important entities like governance, finances, infrastructure, faculty, staff shall be effectively regulated. All the students will appear for school exams in grade 3, 5 and 8, which will be conducted by the appropriate authority. The second vertical of HECI will be called the National Accreditation Council, also known as NAC. It will be responsible for accreditation of institutions. The third vertical of HECI will be the Higher Education Grants Council, abbreviated as HEGC, and it will be responsible for funding and financing of higher education. The fourth and the last vertical of HECI will be the General Education Council, GEC, which will design expected learning outcomes for higher education courses. With the help of suitable system of graded accreditation and graded autonomy, and in a very phased manner over a period of 15 years, all HEIs will become independent self-governing institutions pursuing innovation and excellence. Model public universities for holistic and multidisciplinary education at par with IITs, IIMs, etc., called Multidisciplinary Education and Research Universities, MERUs, will be set up and will aim to attain the highest global standards in quality education. Higher educational institutions will focus on research and innovation by setting up startup incubation centers, technology development centers, centers in frontier areas of research, greater industry academic linkages, and interdisciplinary research including humanities and social sciences research. In order to promote creativity, institutions and faculty will have the autonomy to innovate on matters of curriculum, pedagogy and assessment within a broad framework of higher education qualifications that ensures consistency across institutions and programs and across the open distance learning, online and traditional in-class modes. Accordingly, curriculum and pedagogy will be designed by institutions and motivated faculty to ensure a stimulating and engaging learning experience for all students, and continuous formative assessment will be used to further the goals of each program. The choice-based credit system, also known as CBCS, will be revised for inculcating innovation and flexibility. HEIs shall move to a criteria-based grading system that assesses student achievement based on the learning goals for each program, making the system fairer and outcomes more comparable. Each institution will integrate its academic plans ranging from curricular improvement to quality of classroom transaction into its larger institutional development plan, also called IDP. Universities and colleges will be required to set up high quality support centers and will be given adequate funds and academic resources for supporting the students with socio-economically weaker background. ODL will be renewed through concerted evidence-based efforts towards expansion while ensuring adherence to clearly articulated standards of quality. Now, these ODL programs or open distance learning programs will aim to be equivalent to the highest quality in-class programs available. Various initiatives will help in having large numbers of international students studying in India and provide greater mobility to students in India who may wish to visit, study, or carry out research at institutions abroad and vice versa. Curricula in the field of Indian languages, Ayurveda, yoga, indigenous art, history and philosophy, and internationally relevant science and social sciences will be fostered to attain this goal of global quality standards, attract greater numbers of international students, and achieve the goal of internationalization at home. India will be promoted as a global study destination, providing premium education at affordable costs, thereby helping to restore its role as a Vishwaguru. An international students office at each higher education institution hosting foreign students will be set up to coordinate all matters relating to welcoming and supporting students arriving from abroad. High performing Indian universities will be encouraged to set up campuses in other countries, and similarly selected universities, for example those among the top 100 universities in the world, will be facilitated to operate in India. A legislative framework facilitating such entry will be put in place as per this policy, and such universities will be given special dispensation regarding regulatory, governance and content norms at par with other autonomous educational institutions of India. Credits acquired in foreign universities will be permitted where appropriate as per the requirements of each higher education institution to be counted for the award of a degree. Students will be given plenty of opportunities for participation in sports, culture, arts, clubs, eco clubs, activity clubs, community service projects, etc. in every education institution. There shall be counseling systems for handling stress and emotional adjustments. The National Scholarship Portal will be expanded to support, foster and track the progress of students receiving scholarships. Private higher educational institutions will be encouraged to offer larger numbers of freeships and scholarships to their students. Faculty will be given the freedom to design their own curricular and pedagogical approaches within the approved framework, including textbook and reading material selections, assignments and assessments. There will be the establishment of a National Research Foundation to fund outstanding peer-reviewed research and to actively promote research in universities and colleges. There will be promotion of technology in education, teaching, learning and assessment. Physically disabled students will be taught efficiently with the use of technology. E-courses will be developed in 8 major regional languages. Let's move further with the important features of the National Education Policy with regards to the higher education. An autonomous body, the National Educational Technology Forum, abbreviated as NETF, will be created, and it will act like a platform for the free exchange of ideas on the use of technology to enhance learning, assessment, planning, administration and so on, both for school and higher education. The National Testing Agency, abbreviated as NTA, will conduct common college entrance examination twice a year for admission to higher education institutions and colleges. It will be implemented from the 2022 session. Excellence will be further incentivized through appropriate rewards, promotions, recognitions, and movement into institutional leadership. Meanwhile, faculty not delivering on basic norms will be held accountable. Excellent faculty with high academic and service credentials, as well as demonstrated leadership and management skills, will be identified early and trained through a ladder of leadership positions. These leadership positions shall not remain vacant, but rather an overlapping time period during transitions in leadership shall be the norm to ensure the smooth running of institutions. The recent rise in pandemics and epidemics, the role of various modes of imparting quality education becomes pivotal. The traditional modes have become redundant. The studies have to be carefully designed to yield maximum benefits of online or digital education, while at the same time mitigating the downsides of these technological improvements. Appropriate agencies such as the NETF, CIET, NIOS, IGNOU, IITs, NITs, etc. will be identified to conduct a series of pilot studies for integrating education with online education while mitigating the downsides. New institution for languages will be established. National Institute or institutes for Pali, Persian and Prakrit will also be set up within a university campus. An Indian Institute of Translation and Interpretation IITI will be established to make high quality learning materials and other important written and spoken material available to the public in various Indian and foreign languages. The goal of this policy is to achieve 100% youth and adult literacy by 2030. All education institutions will develop as a not-for-profit entity for which sufficient funds shall be provided. For promoting public investment in the education sector, the centre and the state government will work together. A provision has been made to spend 6% of the GDP on education. The National Education Policy 2020 has been formulated after an unprecedented process of consultations that involved nearly over 2 lakh suggestions received from 2.5 lakh gram panchayats, 6,600 blocks, 6,000 ULBs and 676 districts. In May 2016, the committee constituted for the development of the new education policy presented its report, chaired by late Shri T.S.R. Subramaniam, former Cabinet Secretary. Based on this, the Ministry prepared some inputs for the National Education Policy 2016. In June 2017, a committee was formed to draft the National Education Policy under the chairmanship of eminent scientist Padma Vibhushan Dr. K. Kasturi Rangan, who presented the draft of the National Education Policy 2019 to the Ministry of Human Resource Development on 31st May 2019. The Union Cabinet granted its approval on 29th of July 2020. National Education Policy 2020 will not be implemented immediately. The government has set a target of 2040 to fully implement the suggestions of NEP 2020. The entire policy would be in its implementation stage by 2030-2040 and a more comprehensive review would be done thereafter. So friends, with this we come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for being with us. We've tried to include few more important questions this time, which would be really helpful for you from the point of view of upcoming competitive exams. Please do not forget to like, subscribe and share our video. In order to keep getting the updates on other current affairs related topics, please press the bell icon. Thank you.